What if I told you that your value has nothing to do with your productivity, your body, or how perfectly you're handling life right now? Because here's the truth that most people never get to hear. Your self-worth isn't something you earn. It's something you already have. But for a lot of us, that's hard to believe. We've been trained to hustle, perform, and be perfect 100% of the time in order to just feel worthy. Today, we're flipping that script. So let's dive into it.
You're listening to the Health, Tech, and Wellness Podcast, where we cut through the noise and get straight to what really works for real people. This is more than just losing weight. It's about gaining life and doing the things you never thought you could do, building lasting confidence and creating a body and mind you truly love. I'm your host, John Adams. I've spent years refining a transformative, sustainable plan that's realistic, balanced, and proven to work. And I'm on a mission to share the strategy that changed my life and help others build the life they truly deserve.
Welcome to episode 17 of the Health, Tech, and Wellness Podcast. I'm your host, John Adams. In this episode, I'm going to share with you how years of tying my self-worth to my weight, my health, my money, and my hustle nearly broke me, and how breaking that cycle changed everything. We're going to talk about why self-worth isn't soft, it's foundational. You'll learn how to build a stronger identity, one that can handle setbacks, success, and everything in between. This is where Living 95 really comes to life. For most of my life, I measured my worth by results. If the scale was down, I felt worthy. If I was working nonstop, I felt productive. Just ask any of my former upper management. I was terrible at delegation, especially when it came to the important stuff, because I always felt like if I didn't do it myself, it wouldn't get done right. If my bank account looked good, I felt secure and valuable. But the moment I slipped, the moment that I gained weight, I lost momentum, or I didn't show up perfectly, I would spiral. It wasn't just a bad day. It felt like I was completely broken. And I know I'm not alone in this. A lot of us live in this all or nothing mindset where any mistake feels like failure and any pause feels like quitting. That mindset doesn't change overnight. It took years of trial and error. It took failing over and over. It took finally asking, what if I could be worthy before I ever hit the goal? And that's when things really started to shift. Let's talk real for a second. Living 95 does not mean you never push hard. It doesn't mean that you never give 110%, because you're going to do that. And I'm going to push you to do that. But it means you recognize that life also happens. And your success cannot be built on a system that crashes the moment things go off the script. It's easy to feel enough when your job is good, when your body's in shape, when your relationship is thriving, and when that money is just flowing. But what happens when life doesn't go as planned? When the dream job disappears? When your body changes? When your relationship hits a rough patch? That's when your self-worth gets tested. And that's why maintenance is the backbone of Living 95. So here are 3 core shifts to reclaim your self-worth today. First, separate your performance from your personhood, your job title, your weight, your productivity level. None of that defines your worth. It's what you do, not who you are. Your value isn't something that goes up and down based on your output. When you confuse self-worth with achievement, we burn out. But when we anchor our identity in something deeper, we become more resilient. And that's the key for lasting wellness. According to research from the University of Texas, people who base their self-worth on internal qualities like kindness, integrity, or effort, they experience less stress and anxiety than those who base it on external success. Stop outsourcing your validation. This one is so hard because we're wired to seek approval, especially from social media, the scale, or other people's opinions. But relying on external validation is like building a house on sand. It won't last when life shakes. Instead, ask yourself this: what would it look like to approve of myself right now? Because when you build from the inside out, everything changes. Everything becomes more stable. Practice grace as a daily discipline. Grace isn't a soft skill, it's a survival skill, especially when life gets messy. We all fall off track, we all struggle. Living 95 means you expect those moments and you prepare for them. You don't let them take you out because your system is built on flexibility, not perfection. Think of it like this: you wouldn't drive your car 100 miles an hour every single day and never change the oil, right? So why do we expect our minds, our bodies, and our lives to perform at 100% all the time, full speed, without some sort of maintenance for it too? Let's break this down even further. Mental maintenance. This is the stuff that nobody talks about enough. Journaling, daily check-ins with yourself, meditation, stillness. This is all emotional hygiene. Studies from Harvard show that just 10 minutes of mindfulness per day can significantly lower your cortisol. It reduces your anxiety. It increases your clarity. It's not fluff, it's fuel. Physical maintenance, not crash diets, not beast mode at 6 a.m. and working out. Just showing up, moving your body, prioritizing sleep, drinking water, eating in a way that honors your body, not punishes your body. Relational maintenance, checking in with your significant other, saying thank you more. Let me just stop for a second. I need to take this advice more often than not, but letting go of being right all the time. You don't have to be right all the time. Even if you really, truly believe you are, you don't have to be, because relationships do not die overnight. They erode slowly when we stop tending to them. Career maintenance. Yes, we all want success. We all need income. We all want that dream job. But that dream job doesn't mean much if it costs you your health or your identity. Be driven, yes, but remember who you are without that title. You don't need to become more worthy. You need to remember that you already are. And when you root your life in that truth, you stop chasing burnout and you start building momentum. You don't lower your standards, you raise your foundation. This is the heartbeat of Living 95. Giving your best, yes, absolutely. Pushing yourself to hit 110% as often as you can. But it's also about building a life that can bend without breaking, a life that thrives in the 95% and doesn't fall apart when that messy, unpredictable 5% shows up and tries to knock you down. Because that's where grace matters most. That's where self-worth is tested. And that's where Living 95 shines. And that, my friends, is what real self-worth looks like. If no one told you today, you are enough, just as you are. Let that truth guide your next step. Not fear, not guilt, not shame. Because self-worth isn't about fixing yourself all at once. It's about finally seeing yourself clearly and building from there. If today's message around self-worth hit home, or it gave you something to think about, do me a favor, hit that like button. Share this with someone who needs a reminder that they're enough. And drop a comment. Let me know what's one area of your life where you're learning to separate worth from your performance. And make sure to hit that subscribe button. I don't want you to miss any of this because we're just getting started. Thank you all for joining me today. And as always, stay healthy, stay balanced, and keep driving forward. I'll see you next time.